Sister Anna, assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
You've been a Muslimah since 1998.
I have, yes, 26 years.
MashaAllah. Now, what were you before?
I was the same person. I was a non-religious person. Yes.
So your family wasn't religious?
No.
What attracted you to Islam?
It was Allah Himself.
Of course.
No, it was literally. I wasn't attracted. My mother sometimes asked me, what were you looking for? I'm not, I don't think I was looking for anything, but God wanted me anyway. So it was literally at the birth of my first child. So at the time of giving labor, I then knew my husband, of course. I then knew a little bit about Islam.
Your husband was a Muslim?
Yes, convert like me.
Oh.
Yeah.
But when you married him, he had already been a Muslim?
Yes. Yeah. But I was not attracted. I was attracted to him, of course, but not to Islam. What I read, maybe my heart was attracted, but not my mind. What I saw in the father of my children was a tranquility and a peace that I admired. Even though he didn't have much, like, he seemed to me like a very content person and sure of how to behave in several circumstances. So, but I didn't think that I got the idea that it had to do with Islam, but at first I didn't. And when I was reading the books he gave me and he was answering the questions I had, I didn't like Islam at all.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't.
Subhanallah.
I think it was my very analytical mind that was not yet willing to accept the concept and the principles of Islam. But then came my pregnancy, and then came the delivery. So I don't know if you people ever witnessed, but giving birth to a child is something miraculous. And that is what it became to me also. Not just the fact that my daughter was born, but at the time of the very strong contractions to drive the baby out, I felt an enormous force, like a power that overtook whatever the power was in charge, and I was not. Whereas in general, I felt very strong and very like in control in life in general. At that moment, I felt very tiny and very helpless.
Lost control.
Literally, I felt I had to surrender to this power, and then that became Allah to me. Yeah.
SubhanAllah. But if I take you back a little bit, your husband gave you books to read.
Yes.
He probably answered some of your questions.
Yes.
But that not only wasn't convincing, it put you off.
Yes.
What was it in Islam initially that frightened you or put you off?
Well, I was not scared. I'm almost never scared in my life. I was not scared. Maybe scared of no, that was not in sight yet. So scared of having to change your life. But maybe that was also there a little bit, like the changes you have to make when you enter into the fold of Islam. But I think more it was my nafs speaking very loudly that there was no one, no God, not my husband, who had power over me. And there are concepts in our religion, like the concept of warfare. If you don't know that both Surah 8 and 9 are about warfare, and you read the text, I didn't become scared. I got angry. I thought, how could anyone ask of us to kill other people, drive them out of their houses? And so the concept of war was was difficult. I didn't want to accept it. And also, I think the concept of women having to cover themselves and women having not the same position as men in family affairs, in public life. And that made me angry. I was not going to... I was not going to agree. To me, it was a matter of, would I agree with what is said here? If you don't know yet that, if you don't accept yet that it's Allah's words, then it's just words. Yeah. Those were the two subjects that held me back.
It is very interesting because these are not simple matters. They are really big issues.
True.
And there's a lot of controversy among those who do not understand the context of these verses. But you have a very interesting case because your husband had already embraced Islam.
Yes.
And then he married you.
Yes.
And you were not a Muslim.
Yes.
But most probably he was hoping that one day you will be.
Later on, I asked him, why did you marry me? He said, he gave me two reasons: that he saw somebody with an open mind and heart, and somebody whom he thought could take care of his children, even if he were not to be there.
Now, what was his...
And he was right. He was right. He was very right. Allah gave him insight. Yes. Yes.
Now, what was his response when, after your labor experience, you arrived by yourself at the conclusion that there was God?
Yes.
What was his own reaction to this?
He's not a very talkative kind of man. And to express feelings is not his way. But I'm sure he was thrilled. But also maybe like, oh, finally. Yes. When you're in the situation I was in, I had a job, which was a demanding job. We had our first baby. So the time to reflect and to like discuss or reflect together upon life, there was very little time. That came later. I think for 10 years I lived with a very, alhamdulillah, fundamental, basic, strong belief that Allah existed, because I felt He existed. So I prayed, I began to fast, but it was very basic, very, very fundamental. I did not get the chance then, but Allah gave me later, alhamdulillah, to dive deep and like maybe explore, like you say, the difficult, controversial concepts that Islam unfolds. And I got there, alhamdulillah, and when Allah opens up His wisdom, piece by piece for you, then I became all the more, I cannot say more convinced, because I was very convinced, but maybe I gained some of the tranquility and some of the peace that I saw in the father of my children. Yeah.
Now, when you made that transition, was that surprising to some of your family members or friends?
Very, very. It even was surprising to me. You know, some of the notions, or you just said concepts in Islam, or let's turn it around. In the West, where I live, where I was born and raised, the concept of religion as a total. Islam, I never heard much about Islam before I met the father of my children. But making your own way in life, we have a saying in Holland, in the time I was growing up, was very popular. A clever girl is prepared for her own future. And I was raised like that. So I have a clever mind, alhamdulillah, and I studied a lot. I put it to use in my work. So I thought, and my surroundings also think, then if you have all this, like a clever mind and a diploma from university and a husband and a children and a good job with the central government, then you have it all. And then it turns out I didn't. Or I still had all of this, but it came in a total different perspective. So yeah, the change, even for me, was surprising, let alone for my friends and my family especially, and within my family, my mother. Not only surprising, but very unwelcome.
She took it badly.
Yes, very. Yeah. Yeah. So, and still, I am a Muslim for 26 years. I have very good relations with my mom, alhamdulillah. But she still fights the concepts of our religion. Let's say she debates it on a daily basis. Yes.
But you're on good terms with her.
I'm on very good terms. We are close. Yes, I call her every day.
Now, when you embraced Islam, did that make your married life better? Or did you face any challenges? And I'm asking you this question because it is a unique case in a sense.
Yeah. Well, my marriage came in a rough phase after my second child was born. And I mean rough, not in the good sense. Looking back, what was a scratchy thing was the fact that I went along making changes in my everyday life. Of course, I began to pray, I began to fast, so I came to live. It took me 10 years to wear the hijab, but I came to live as a Muslim. And me and the father of my kids, the two children, so we lived our life and tried to integrate Islam into it. And what was difficult, since I didn't study much, my fundamental knowing of God and the basic principles of Islam made me stand in between my husband and my family. Because often I got questioned about why do you people ban alcohol from your house, even when we come here? Why, how, this, what? And I couldn't explain. And maybe also Allahu alam, because of the difference in language and understanding of my husband and myself. He doesn't have an academic mind and way of thinking. So it had always been difficult, let alone on Islam, to really connect and to communicate well, him and me. Yeah. So this became a bit of a problem.
Is he Dutch himself?
No, he's from Ghana, West Africa. Yeah. Yeah.
And what was he before he embraced Islam? A Christian?
A Christian, yes. Yes.
So there were cultural issues?
Yes. Yes. And issues of equality, like how much money do you bring in? What is your in a marriage? And the issues were badly resolved. They stayed.
So the marriage didn't last?
No, it didn't last. It didn't last. And I left once, came back because I had some insight that made me reconsider, maybe we can make it work like this. So I came back and we tried another 1.5 years. But we couldn't, at least I couldn't. I have to speak for myself. So the marriage ended. And subhanAllah, it was at the end of my marriage, and when it ended, that I found my own entrance into studying Islam. So not on his tail, not driving on his backseat, but on my own. I felt the need. First, I didn't. Yeah, I had started when I was still married with a mashallah sheikh in the city where I lived. It was about mysticism, you could say tasawwuf, yes. So your inner belief, your relation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was very profitable 2 years course that I attended. And then I came to this center because what I was looking for, apart from understanding my religion, was I was looking for people like me. So I didn't know, but I entered into Google new Muslims, and I found Jacob and Stephanie and Noordin. I think you interviewed all of them. And knowing them has made a great difference in my life because they have access to so many learned people, mu'allim, scholars, shaykh. They come and sit face to face to us at our tarbiyah evenings, enlightening us with not only knowing, but also understanding and making your religion part of your daily life. So how I go about with my mom, how I do my work, where I live, the house, do I buy it, do I rent it? You know, everything, every aspect of life has a religious fundament. We have a compass, so it guides you, it guides me in all these aspects of life, and that is, alhamdulillah, what we get here in this masjid, alhamdulillah.
So it will seem to me that it was a new beginning, really, coming to this center.
I have two beginnings. So the first beginning was at the birth of my daughter, of course, knowing Allah exists. Yeah, and the second one was 12 years ago, meeting these people. Yes, you are right. Yeah.
Now, but then I might conclude that you took care of your own children afterwards? They remained with you?
Alhamdulillah, we did it together. Alhamdulillah, we did it together.
So there was
co-parenthood, which was very fortunate for the kids. They know their father well, and also, profitable for us. We still relate because of the children. Both of them married not so long ago, and to be able to see the father of my children, really wish him well in the way up to the marriage. Come together, know what has to be done, how to advise our children. How we are fine, we are good.
Well, this is a blessing, isn't it? I mean,
it is. When
the parents, despite the separation, they come together for the benefit of their children.
Yeah, it took us some time. So at the beginning, after the end, we had some time off, but Alhamdulillah, we came to a peaceful, understanding relation. Yeah.
Now your children are grown up. I even understand you're now a grandmother.
Yes, my son just in November had his. They had their first child.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, how difficult is it for a convert family to raise children on Islam in a society like this? Is it difficult? Is it that difficult, or are things becoming easier, or how is it?
I think Allah lets all of us know that life is difficult. Do you have children?
Of course.
Raising children is easy or difficult?
Well, it's a task.
It's a task. It's a big responsibility.
True.
Alhamdulillah, if you have Islam, if you understand what Allah is handing to us really as a compass, like all these principles underlying your everyday affairs with your children, Islam is a big benefit and ni'mah from Allah. So I don't think it is more or less difficult being a convert than people who were always on Islam, or for that matter, the children who are outside the fold of Islam. We are just fortunate that we have this guidance, alhamdulillah. Yeah. And it's a task, like you say. But how is the hadith like? Tie your camel and trust in Allah.
Yes.
We did what we could.
عقلها وتوكل.
Yes, and we trust in Allah. So I think, alhamdulillah, my children are very good people. Alhamdulillah, very good people. And I have to thank Allah, because I think the best that I did, and I'm sure their father also did, was keep making dua, that Allah will guide them on the straight path and keep them there.
Well, may Allah bless you and your children, inshallah. And I'm really grateful that you've spared the time and have come to talk to me about your experience.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with the program.
Thank you.
All the work.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.